Check, 55, come on. Check.
They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Tough running there. That's a hard-earned 4 yards.
Yeah, those are the unsung kind of runs. They don't fill up the stat sheet, but they do set you up in good position on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Pull it together.
Foles. Man open is Keelan Cole, complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A gain there of 21 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
Fournette, a first down carry. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Foles. That one complete to D.D. Westbrook. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette, eluding the pressure right. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on this first drive. Instead, 2nd down.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. 25 yards that time.
Every coach we ever talk to says to his team before the game, quick start, guys. Let's get out of the gate fast. How about that? They took his lesson to heart, didn't they?
They did exactly that. A nice diving catch here on the game's opening drive. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
Well, it's been the air game that's taken them down on this drive before they finally turned around and handed it off on the last play.
And now they're looking for the big boys to get him in the end zone. Couldn't do it there.
It'll be interesting to see. Offensive lines had to pass block.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Nick Ballore, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars drive right down the field and score on the opening drive. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. Carr and the Raiders come up 1st and 10, just shy of the 30. They run it with a rookie from Alabama, Josh Jacobs. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. The corner, Perry Nickerson, had the tackle.
At the 29-yard line.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Now Carr. And he'll find Moreau here. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a 3rd down. Now, Charles, what's the mindset here offensively? You gave up the touchdown pretty quickly. Would it have changed if you had gotten a stop and it would be 0-0 right now, or no?
I wouldn't think so. I think in most cases, just down a touchdown, we're just getting started here. It should be a long way to go. You think to yourself, stick with the game plan, all the things you worked on in practice. But you have some teams that when they get down, their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back. And let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect and try and be aggressive on their first series.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Monday, down, 180.
I'm coming.
Hey, 734.
Here's Jacobs on first and 10.
Check 50.
Miles Jack there to make the tackle.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
I got you.
694.
On second and 9, Carr. This will be caught. Tyrell Williams. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. Like Antonio Brown, Tyrell Williams came to the Raiders in March. Came up the coast from L.A., where he caught 41 balls last year with the Chargers. His best year was 2016 when the Chargers were still in San Diego. Over 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, and the Raiders really have high hopes for this 27-year-old receiver. Give him a couple on the carry there, second and 8.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
He's not going to get me.
Go.
44 to Mike.
Throwing on second and 8, Carr. Jones has it. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 15-yard line. How about the start throwing the football? 4 for 4 on this opening drive.
Oh, he's slinging it. And oftentimes when you talk about slinging it, you're thinking about a guy throwing it all over the yard, not necessarily accurately. In this case, though, he's honing in on his targets, and he's delivering.
Yeah, the opening script, however, they drew it up for this first drive, going to plan so far. Yeah, give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Mike spoke up.
637.
To throw on second and 6, Carr. Stepping up, he's going to keep it. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at third down.
Now, how about that play? He took a possible negative and turned it into positive yardage and slid down to avoid taking a big shot. Excellent job getting down and avoiding the big hit.
Hey, we're good. 185.
Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be fourth down and a few inches. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter.
Hey, we got to get to the ball, dude. We got to get to the ball. Let's keep moving.
After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Jaguars 7, Raiders nothing.
The offense here not budging. They're going to fight for it on 4th and inches.
Let's make these
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he's in. Touchdown, Raiders. It's the fullback with his first career NFL touchdown as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take care of their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive. Now Leonard Fournette. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Another good carry there for the NFL's second leading rusher, and we've talked on air, off air about his MVP candidacy. Make a case for him.
But I'm just going to tell you point blank, it doesn't matter whether he's first or second or even third in the league in rushing yardage. That's not the main deal. It's how he gets those yards and the impact he has on his ball club.
And now the throw taken in by Chark. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 34-yard line.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Touchdown, Jaguars! Keelan Cole, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Jaguars have taken the lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
Let's go.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season,
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Josh Allen, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Got a man open. It's Darren Waller. That one good for 17 as they're set up better now for third down.
The beauty of route running is it doesn't matter what position. Everyone's doing the same thing. In this case, tight end, selling the vertical route. Get the defensive back on his heels, break off for the corner. And with good timing, you get a completion as we just saw there.
On third down, here comes Jacobs. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Carr. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Give him 12 yards that time at an Oakland first down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it. Sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
They run on first down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's second down now. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 50-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From midfield, here's Carr. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. The linebacker, Telvin Smith, able to get a hand on it there. But prior to that, he had hit his first 6 passes to start the game, so on a nice little run to begin.
It feels like this offense has carried its dress rehearsal into the game. You know, because you do practice.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Josh Allen in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
Now, that was just absolute perfect man coverage. Nowhere for them to go with the football. Led to a sack. And that's really difficult to do in today's NFL with all these gazelles running around that you're trying to cover in the secondary.
It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they will start this drive with just terrible field position, backed up inside their own 5.
But we have seen teams be bold here and take shots, right? Sometimes you go max protection, make it a one-receiver route, and take your shot downfield and see what happens. And occasionally, we've seen success occur.
Darryl Worley up to make the tackle.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go. Here's Foles. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked by Darryl Worley. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Well, I guess that answers the question whether or not they want him throwing it again right away after throwing the pick six on the previous drive.
Yeah, not something conservative or underneath. Pretty big shot right there.
Get him right back in the saddle and say, go ahead and sling it, big guy.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they didn't completions on first and second down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the first half. But if you don't pick up the first down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. Now Foles. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Carl Joseph. And he'll return it to the 24-yard line. Keelan Cole, the intended target. That's sort of a second quarter to forget for him. Now 2 picks in this frame.
Almost as if the first one that he threw, he couldn't shake, couldn't get it out of his head. He ends up throwing a second one as a result.
Compounds the mistake a little bit.
Yeah, you got to be able to forget, compartmentalize, whatever you want to call it, and move on. He hasn't been able to do so here in the second.
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Tyrell Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead is now 21-14. Following the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Carlson. Fielded about a yard deep. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They'll look for a drive to tie this up, down 21-14 as they have it 1st and 10. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. They'll set up to throw. And finding Keelan Cole. There he goes, right side. Touchdown, Jaguars. Keelan Cole, 79 yards. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. A couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And we're under a minute to go here in what's been an even first half all tied up.
Yeah, still time to make something happen, too. A couple completions, just string them together. Could get into field goal range. Let's see what happens.
He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
44 to Mike, 44.
Throwing now is Carr. Got his man. That's Tyrell Williams. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, it's Carr. Hit from behind, and he's going to be driven down. Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long. Here's Carr to throw. And that one will fall incomplete. Clock here now just under 30 seconds to go in this first half. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Working from the gun, it's Carr. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Telvin Smith. And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions quote-unquote goal right. And that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
Second and 5 after the 5-yard completion on first down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And that is incomplete, stopping the clock with 5 seconds to go. Keelan Cole, the intended target, and it's 3rd and 5. So on third down, the field goal unit will come out as they'll try to get 3 before half. From the left hash, it's a 42-yard attempt. And Lambeau will put this one through. So a late turnover leads to a quick drive, and in turn that quick drive leads to 3 points.
So someone makes a mistake, but how about the other side learning from that mistake, taking care of the ball, and making sure they put some points on the board? Well done.
And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now we'll get a late timeout as it comes in the waning moments of quarter number 2. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. Likely time for just one final play, and then it'll be off to the locker room to talk about how they can erase this deficit.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people look at it.
And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we send you cross-country to Orlando. Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. Thank you, sir. A field goal separates these two teams as we come back for this second half. The Jaguars in possession of the lead, and they will get the football as we are underway in the second half.
Let's go. Let's do this.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission?
Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. Let's go ahead and punch it in, and then we'll take it from there.
See how that recipe works. They go back to the ground, this time Jacobs. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
Brings up 3rd and 6.
Let's get it.
Down. 180. Raider 9.
44, Mike, 44. Here we go. Fofo's the Mike.
Alpha.
Mike Fofo.
Throwing his car on 3rd down. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Miles Jack. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. First possession of the third quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A big one there for the Jags. 18 yards, first down.
Here we go. Yeah. Right.
Now whistles, and the Raiders are going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter.
180.
Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. Got an open man, Keelan Cole. And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. Keelan Cole, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 11 on the year. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Point after by Lambo, up and good. And that will shave one more off this lead. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you?
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Calais Campbell make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
To try again after the sack. Carr. And that's going to be incomplete. A lot of contact, no call, and it's third down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
185, expect. Hey, 734.
On third and long, it's Carr. And he's going to be intercepted a third time. Cyrus Jones picks it. And they will finally get to him, but a great return has set him up first and goal at the 5. So now he's equaled his interception total from a week ago. Remember, Charles, he had 3 last week.
And you know, all week long he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got...
And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Carr going to give it to Jacobs. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
He hasn't had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end. 8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. On 2nd down, Jacobs. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. That one good for 13 and a Raider first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Now they'll throw with Carr. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off with great anticipation. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of a player is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offense coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
And he takes it all the way down to the 32. A big run by the big man Fournette. 48 yards on the ground.
And the Jaguar first down.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the run, it's Fournette. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. The defense showing some anger after giving up the big play. This time they'll lose 1 or 2. On 2nd down, here's Fournette. Working his way for a gain of 7 to the 26.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive, not much sense. And he's going to get the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 22. They have the 1st down with that gain of 4 yards.
Well, someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Under a minute to go in this 3rd quarter as they come up 1st and 10. Fournette running out of the gun. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. Was that 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive, and like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Tuck it and run. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
It's a gain of 10. 1st down, Jaguars.
And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. Now the first carry for Brian Hill. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Starting to become a tough spot for this defense. You're down 4th quarter. Looking a little fatigued maybe on that side of the ball.
Partner, we've seen this before, haven't we? Because every coach we've ever talked to says,
and he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette with touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
At their own 22-yard line.
The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. Of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. On 1st down, they go with Jacobs again. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down. He already has 2 sacks to his credit. Now another tackle for loss.
And you know how you can always identify who was supposed to block him? They're the ones helping up the person who just got knocked to the ground with the ball, right? Whether it's a running play or a pass play, they've got to figure out a way to slow him down. Maybe you chip him with a second guy. Maybe you just out-and-out double him. Maybe you make
Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts. That's going to leave them with just one remaining here in this fourth quarter. First and second down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. To throw, it's Carr. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Josh Allen has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. Their already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. The Raiders do snap it. It's Carr. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off near the 42. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it. And sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
The veteran Connor Barwin in on the stop. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's brought down. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Well, that looked like an example of what you said back in the first half. A running back of his size can really wear down a defense. I think he's starting to do that.
I think you're exactly right. And know what else he's doing? He's inspiring the rest of his team because they see this starting to happen as well. So that means they're going to redouble their efforts to help him out. Extra blocking, getting downfield, helping him out.
His way into the end zone for a touchdown. Leonard Fournette, his 21st touchdown of the season. And the Jags take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And the lead will swell by one more. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here.
Obviously, this has not been a banner game throwing the football. So what you got to do, you got to kind of down focus, don't you think? Find the tight end, take some easier completions.
Yeah, interception last drive. There he hits the reliable target. Now it's Crowell, and he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first. They only get 2 there, but on 3rd and 1, that's all they needed to keep the drive going.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. On the run, it's Crowell. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
From the 36, Carr. He's got it to Williams. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 42.
It's a gain of 22 yards.
Carr now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Carr now to throw. Complete to Jones. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. And now here is another interception. Cyrus Jones picks it. And the return will stop right around the 25. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this 2-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. And some room to maneuver. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Jacksonville first down on a pickup on 17. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Now Fournette. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. And I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for Jacksonville, they remain in the hunt for a first-round bye as they move to 11-3 on the year. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Atlanta to take on.
Tell the rest I was never